Oh yeah! It's time to relive the 80s with Operation Wolf for the Nintendo Entertainment System. A 1989 release based on the 1987 Taito arcade game. The awesome one with two Uzis, where you would shoot all of the bad guys and probably a lot of the nurses by accident. As you can see on screen, this is a light gun shooting game for the NES that works with the NES Zapper and one of the gamepads. The Zapper is your machine gun, and the gamepad will launch grenades, since the Zapper only has one button. The one that counts, the trigger. Dude, it's Operation Wolf. What a great name for a video game. It also had a fantastic, upright, colorful arcade cabinet with guns. And sadly, this game just doesn't capture it, because the Zapper does not compare to the amazing detail on the Uzis that were built into the Operation Wolf arcade machine. That game made you feel like Rambo more than any other game from the era, even the Rambo games. Like, you know how light gun games now, or at least in the 2000s, all have bright, colorful, plasticky guns? Well, the Uzis on Operation Wolf were real Uzis. Or at least they looked like them. And if I'm not mistaken, they also fired like machine guns. It's been a while since I've played it, though. The problem with the NES version is that it lacks the awesome guns on that arcade machine, and you're constantly squeezing the trigger to the point where your finger will give out way before you do. Like, this game on the NES was really cool back in the day because it was a huge departure from Duck Hunt, that's for sure. And it was Operation Wolf. These days, it's probably best left in your memory. Not that it's unplayable, it's just a little rough around the edges. It's an old game. It's a shooting game on the NES. It's hard as nails, but if you're used to playing light gun games on the Saturn or the Dreamcast, this will seem very rudimentary. But not without its merits, because it does put up a fight. Your objective is simple. Shoot everything. Even if you're not supposed to shoot it. Shoot it anyway. Teach them a lesson. That's for walking onto my battlefield. The arcade machine was a two-player game. Annoyingly, this is only a one-player game, which takes some of the fun away. Why is it my fault that she got in the way of my bullets? Get off the battlefield! Why am I penalized for that? But if you like a good old-school challenging light gun game, or had this one as a kid and would like to revisit Operation Wolf, then maybe it's worth hunting down that game cartridge. Although I think you'll find it's better for nostalgia than actual gameplay these days. Now the arcade machine, on the other hand, that's a keeper. As with all of the older gun or zapper games on the NES, Genesis, and other old school game consoles, you will want a CRT television to play them. They do not work on modern LCD plasma screens or projectors.
We shall persevere.
So if you have the antique technology and a NES Zapper, then you are ready for Operation Wolf on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Although I would still recommend finding somebody, somewhere, someplace that has the actual arcade machine, because man, it was awesome.